Our producer is a hot mess right now, guys, so I apologize. Yeah, if you would like to report your love of the production value of the stream at Ice Element, shout out to him. I thought we had a nice intro there too, Greg.
Yeah,
we had some deep insights.
Yeah,
and,
some you guys will never gonna know what they're about. Some decent jokes about Frankfurt and Nanyang and the summit, and you know, we even revealed the secret to Dota 2, and now you all missed it.
5 seconds
But
remaining.
all right, so
back on our way.
Quickly recapping the draft, I think we both agree we like this a lot better from DC compared to what they were picking in the Frankfurt major qualifiers. So Tusk, a suitable replacement for Clockwork, also a bit more versatile, has true stuns, not just the hook shot and then cogs, which you can blink out of. So we both like the Tusk pick opening a lot. They go into a Wyvern. We were wondering, will it be an offlane Tusk? I think I'm in agreement with you, Greg. It's a bit more likely Bulba plays the Tusk, but still possible. It could go either way. I love the TA grab, second phase, good against Shadow Fiend. They're dire. They can Rosh easily. Unknown going with a Venomancer, which technically could be a core if they want to run him safe lane, though the one core Venomancer performance I saw was an unmitigated disaster. There is no Alk or Doom this game, which, I mean, to me actually lowers the stock of the Veno by quite a bit, since being able to just feed him the eggs from Alk is quite strong. So I'm not a huge fan of the Veno here, but it does give them some damage over time to control the TA. So anyway, that's the very Cliff Notes recap of our draft
The other
analysis.
thing we did mention is that Yawar is drafting for Digital Chaos now. So they've rotated drafters yet again.
Do we also have music going, Rob, or did you manage to... Okay. Okay.
Oh my god. So Yawar is drafting now. During the end of the qualifiers, it was AUI, and it was Buryu before that. So obviously Digital Chaos have not had the results they've been looking for in the last, you know, month and a half, however long it's been since the TI shuffle. They haven't really qualified for anything. And their performance has been lackluster, so they're still switching around with their roster and trying to make the best of it. You know, a lot of people might have expected them to disband or to have roster changes already, which could be possible, but the thing is that most teams are going to be waiting until after the major concludes, because presumably you would like to get some of those players who were at the major on your team.
10 seconds remaining.
Agreed. Yeah, a lot of the talent that you may want to put together is not going to be available until the major ends. So no reason to disband now. Plus, the summit happens after the major. Probably that and WCA, the two big events in December. But obviously, WCA qualifiers are over, so you're either going there or you're not. So this is the main event for these teams still to play for if they don't get to Frankfurt.
Yeah, I believe your tournament may be the last thread that is holding some of these NA teams together, David. Might be the protector.
Yeah, chat's reporting me.
Oh, God.
Reported and fired, and
why you?
Let's see. I am a rat-faced retard. I give that like a 5 out of 10.
It's like okay, yeah.
That's okay. Yeah. Thanks, chat. I love you guys too. Glad you joined us here for the show. So Broodmother 5th phase band, something that I guess they definitely could have fit in. Now I say that because the supports have a lot of team fight control, Tusk and Wyvern. So I think the Broodmother band's a good insurance policy. They are awful against Brood. Clock is probably one of the worst offlaners to catch and punish a Brood. Battery Assault does nothing against the spider lanes. You can easily have your hooks blocked by spiders, and they have no other catch. So I definitely like the Brood band here. Very straightforward. 5th phase protection. I'm still not sure about the Venom.
Sam plays Bolo, or God. Sam plays Broodmother quite a bit too. So
yeah,
that's
they haven't, for whatever reason, they haven't gotten the hero very often, but definitely capable of running it.
Yeah. Well,
what does DC want? So they go Undying. So it is, in fact, going to be probably a farming Tusk here. I guess it could be an offlane farming Undying, but the lanes are pretty much set now. You're going to have your Tusk Undying. Possibly even could go aggro with the Gyro if they want, and then do like an Undying Gyro Wyvern, run a Tusk safe lane solo.
I guess it's not too appealing running that into Venomancer and Dazzle, but I actually don't love that idea very much. But I guess you can, if you have Undying, then you can kind of beat anything depending on how your decays go.
That's true. What's Unknown get with their last grab here? So far, their only control as far as stuns go is Clockwork.
Well,
That's their offlaner.
Find out if this is going to be a core Veno.
I do not like Veno if it's not core when you don't have an Alchemist on your team, because I feel like if you can't really farm
it takes
your
so
eggs,
long to farm
it's
eggs.
pretty useless.
It really
and
does.
Getting the eggs early is just so much more impactful.
I'm honestly surprised they even went for Veno, but okay. Necrophos coming out now. Man, this is a team that needs an Alchemist, eh?
Yeah, I know.
I feel like this lineup is like one of the few, like, to me, Necrophos and Veno are the two best heroes to rush the Eggs on, because the Necrophos ult is just crazy good. That's a game-winning Eggs upgrade. And
Yeah.
Veno ult, we've seen the strength of it from Secret before, so.
Did AA get banned in this draft?
I'm just kind of curious. I'm keeping tabs on that hero.
They can run it. Unknown, honestly. Even if this is a tri-lane, it's Dazzle, Veno, Necrophos against Wyvern, Tusk, Undying. So maybe like a Tusk, Gyro, Wyvern lane? Or, yeah. We'll see. I don't think Digital Kiss has to go aggressive tri-lane. They can go for the dual lanes here. Gyro very good at handling a Clockwork. They could even do Tusk, Undying, Wyvern, because I don't think Gyro needs help in that matchup versus Clock.
10 seconds
No.
He definitely doesn't, unless he gets really sloppy with losing all his mana and then caught by battery.
Yeah, and then you like run into the Clockwork. Both of those things would have to happen. And well, it looks like we are underway. And have we straightened our lives out?
Prepare for battle.
Oh, I'm aware that I'm observing, Rob. Some of us are aware of our responsibilities during the cast.
Dumpster.
Other people still haven't gotten me coffee.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. Summit for
a rough
America.
morning.
Here we go. Unknown taking on DC. A rematch of the Frankfurt Major lower bracket finals. DC will be looking for revenge. So it is the Bulba Tusk that we talked about. They're not going to go with the full-on aggressive tri-lane to try and punish the Necro pick. Instead, looks like we'll see the dual lanes out of DC. So they get a ward down, blocking the pole camp. We'll have the little skirmish over the bounty rune, and we'll get a little swagger to wake everyone up here bright and early on a Thursday.
30
Alright, well, it looks
seconds
like
to battle.
I don't think that DC should fight.
What's
top
going
of
on,
this.
Rob?
I heard some symbols. Someone was like,
That's from the Shadow Fiend taunt.
oh, I've never seen that before.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Do it again.
Spam your taunt more.
Dance for me.
Okay, that was
We already knew that, Rob.
Yeah, it's from the Shadow Fiend taunt. It's really annoying, actually.
Oh god.
So it's 1v1 mid. We're going to see the standard builds for both players. Get the pooled tangos, start with your Wraith Band, and then Fairy out of South. So everything's stock and standard here, Greg. And of course, as standard as can be, because we have a pause before the game even begins.
South American Dota requires pretty much all American Dota requires a pause at the beginning of the game. Otherwise, you're just not doing it right. So I think this dual lane bottom could pretty easily actually just kind of crush whatever ends up being safe lane. I mean, Necro is not exactly a strong laner at these early levels.
No, he is very squishy.
He needs,
I would have been shocked if they went into the aggro try.
I'm pretty down with this dual lane, though.
But this is a strong dual lane, so
Yeah.
you really can't argue with it.
Pretty down.
Necro's definitely going to need backup then.
Yuar is actually going to get wrecked mid, though, if he doesn't get more help.
No skill out yet from the Veno. He's going to skill up the Gale, and they're starting to commit onto Yuar. He has Refraction, though, so they force him to go into it. Doesn't get the Side Blades, which a lot of players prefer for the harassment potential and just safe farming. Level 1. Refraction will be chewed through. Still has the offensive charges, and all things will settle down here. 2v2 in the mid lane early. Though
Now the Venom is finally rotating out, so the lane will get a little bit easier for Yuar, but I think they know they need the Venomancer in the bottom lane. If not, Bulba and AUI could easily stomp all over them.
Yeah, Dazzle, the heal bomb can be really potent when they roll on you, but if it's just the two heroes, it's not that scary. It's TC, he'll go to work in the top lane. Ryo taking a pretty big pounding there from the Rockets. We'll back off. So early, slow start here for both teams. Just straightforward matchups.
I don't like the amount of that Rob is laughing.
Yeah, every time Rob laughs, I'm
It
just
makes
like,
me nervous.
oh god, what has he?
What did he break?
What did he break this time?
Oh, Shadow Fiend is taking a lot of damage mid. Sideblade Harass going to work here for Yuar, so he's figuring out a way to bring this lane back a little bit more into his favor. He has a whole nother salve coming out because of the Venomancer Harass he took early on, and just trying to successfully get to the bottle here.
Bottom rune. It's going to be a double damage. Nice grab by Z-Talk, but still gets caught out. Do they want to engage into this? Gale on both. He might actually be able to kill Bull, but a little bit too slow on the damage. And now the snowball comes through. First blood to DC. Nice rotation. The power of the Tusk Undying dual lane.
Yeah, I mean, these two can
Rears its
basically
head.
just kill on demand. Bulba's going to get killed by Rosh here for a free trip home.
Yeah. A nice start. Things looking smooth. The mid lane, even trade more or less. You are getting slightly more of the denies.
Veno coming
too
back
big of
is
a
bad
deal.
news for him.
Uh-oh.
He's dead.
Yeah. Good rotation by Z-Talk. Hey, the power of being really low level. Insta respawn TP mid, and UR does not have the hill ward that we often see. I think this sentry just got dropped by Z-Talk, right? So
Yeah.
I don't think Shadow Fiend actually had a hill ward. I've been so distracted by all the shenanigans, though, that I'm not 100% sure.
No, he doesn't, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. All right. Let's focus, Greg.
Just for a meld. Just for the meld. I think they thought that he was going to try to get out of it by melding. That's why he turned back around.
Yeah.
So, but UR does not have a meld, and he does actually seem to avoid getting it for quite a bit in the games that I've seen.
Well, say hello to the pain train. As expected, Tusk Undying just rolling Fool's bottom. They do get the heal off. Bulba's going to snowball onto this. Grabs the kill. Now, SR forever. Going to try to turn this. So, I guess they're using one stand in here, not playing with their normal safe lane carry.
Yeah, that's what.
Or is this him?
I
just
mean,
under
it
a
might be
different
him
name?
with a different name. I guess is the problem. I can try to investigate, but who knows if that's
It's
gonna
the
work out.
caster's endless plight.
I don't think this is the same person.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's a stand-in.
Yeah.
So yeah, as expected, the Tusk Undying dueling getting kills, but the Necrophos is at least farming, so it's not all bad here. As they swing around onto UR, they've got a Gale available. It does connect. Level 2 now. Raises begin to come out. No refraction available. It needs to get the long-range raise off out of mana, but Z-Talk there to finish the kill. Good coordination from Unknown, and now, oh, what do you know? Delicious regen rune waiting top.
Honestly, there's not even that much that they can do to really help UR against this Venomancer until Buryu gets a little bit more levels.
They could carry a TP on the Tusk or the
Yeah,
Undying.
I mean, that's pretty much their only option, but even if the Venomancer, even if they don't like dive him, the Venomancer has points in Poison Sting now, so pretty soon he's just going to be able to chew through the refraction, and there's not really going to be much of what UR can do in this lane if Veno stays.
And he's really posting up. Gets the raise out. UR taking a massive amount of damage. Still no bottle.
Yeah, he's actually getting wrecked.
Yeah, he's just
Here's the help, buddy.
10 and 11. It might be too late, though. There comes the snowball. They need this kill desperately. Shard's coming through. Has the raise available. Actually, didn't have the short range raise that he needed, so. Well, nice attempt by the Veno to turn it, but it is a 3-hero rotation. Freeing up the Necrophos a bit and allowing Ryo to continue getting his levels. Already level 5 in the off lane against the Gyro. Now, generally, this is where Gyro gets scary versus Clock. You get the call down, but they're going on mid again. Z-Talk, he's stuck around way up on the hill. Yeah. That is super
he got
cocky.
because UR was low HP. I think he thought Bulba left, but Bulba's still in the vicinity and just reinitiates on them. And that gives UR a decent little way back into this game now. Like, he has the bottle coming out. He even has 4 tangos, so hopefully this lane will get a little bit easier for them. I think they just have to keep rotating, though, if the Veno comes back. Because UR getting shut down this bad is traditionally really, really bad for DC. Digital Chaos generally doesn't play that well when UR gets shut down. So he's kind of their playmaker. When you look at all the other players on the team, they're much more conservative.
Bulba's the other big one.
Bulba is
but
the
only
other
on
one.
certain
Yeah.
heroes.
But I think Tusk can be one of those heroes, especially if he gets a good start.
So Ryo's going to hit level 6 soon. Generally, this is where you'll see a support take over the Clock's lane, and they'll rotate and start ganking with the hook shot. So let's see. Who's an easy grab here? TA, definitely a kill if you get some backup. Tusk, not
I
so
guess
much.
You could maybe get Gyro, but he has to be away from the tower so he doesn't get rotations.
It's pretty risky with Call Down Rock Barrage. I think he's like the last hero you want to go for, to be honest. Even Undying's a potential kill if you hook him.
Undying could definitely be a kill, that's true.
You are now farming up the woods. Z-Talk slithering through, wants to scout out, see if there's any big stacks or otherwise what that pesky Templar assassin is up to.
Yeah, and there's not really. They also do have an Observer Ward down over by the
The classic aggressive style rotation of the Gyro. He rotates onto the bottom lane. To get the first kill, Grave TP out. No snowball, so he'll make it home. But meanwhile, mid, they're prepping for UR. They've just seen the 3-hero rotation. They know this is the time to go. And no TP on UR, so he can't get out of this. Double raise. Missing a pill. Really want to give the Shadow Fiend that kill, and they will. One more raise secures it.
Unfortunately, Venomancer gets the kill, so no souls, but he is already at
Oh, he
max
didn't
souls
actually. I
anyway.
thought he got it with the last raise. Really? I guess the raise came through as he died.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
They really tried. Like, Z-Talk
They
even
tried. They
stopped
actively
auto-attacking,
tried, yeah.
but yeah, it was the Veno. That's It's not the end of the world, but it is a bit unfortunate. They're already going to take the tower here. Super fast tier 1 mid. Bulba not in position to stop it. Shadow Fiend gets the last hit. Things looking good early on.
So Digital Chaos, they're just trying to get as much farm on a TC as possible. I mean, the good thing about Gyrocopter is he is one of those carries that can fight early, and we just saw that with him rotating bottom. So he's not going to be useless, where the Necro, on the other hand, is not incredibly useful for quite a while. In team fights, Death Pulse does give you a decent amount of AoE heal for your team and a little bit of damage.
Oh, they have a lane ward. SR forever. Well, he is going to back off, but waited a bit too long there, I feel. If Bulba had vision and rolled on him, he was dead. They've seen that he's going Midas, and they want to punish this. But now it's complete. SR forever. Off to the jungle he goes. They're going to give the lane to the Venno, who's also building what could be a Midas here. So we're going to see a double Midas. Shadow Fiend will reinforce the early game fighting potential with a quick mech. And DC. Let's see. Have they been stacking Ancients? No, they've been warded.
No, they haven't stacked anything.
It's unknown. Normally known for their aggressive early to mid game, who are going to be playing the greed game.
And Yuar has gotten no help beyond that rotation, and still he's starting to come back into it, but he's getting absolutely wrecked mid. I'm just worried because traditionally we've seen Yuar like be the damage dealer in the mid game, and he is just so far behind. He's not even close to any major item. He doesn't even have treads.
Yeah, I don't know. DC just doesn't seem to give Yuar very much help a lot of the time. He does get jumped, but there's a cooldown waiting for this. They still get the quick grab on the TA. Now Ryo is trying to scramble his own retreat. There is a Winter's Curse, and they do use it just to help secure the kill. Meanwhile, a super long-range snowball. Can't believe Bulba at the range for that, but he does, and it turns around. DC
Get a lot
grabbing
of value.
two cores for a TA. It is another death for Yuar, but at least they get the trade for the team.
Yeah, they get some decent value out of that one. They're going to pressure mid tower. Unfortunately, the Radiant are taking bottom fairly quickly, and it seems like Unknown actually have a little bit of a better game plan to me than Digital Chaos. Digital Chaos are still kind of just wandering around, trying to get some pickoffs. Now, finally, they're grouping up. The Tombstone cooldown is long enough, though, where you can still fight against the Undying now. I mean, 60 seconds is quite a long
Oh, Venno getting caught out. He got off an okay Gale, but doesn't seem there's a whole lot of backup for it. So Buryu is allowed to just flap away. And they do manage to take the tier 1 bottom while that's happening. Last hit going to the Necrophos, so he's getting fat rather quickly, up to 1,400 gold, and perhaps wanting his point booster now. We'll see if the Ags Rush is the choice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the other option is just like Blink first. But
Ryo wants that bounty rune. Give me that! AUI, the
Clockwork's
victim.
making a lot of space.
Yeah, this is a clock who got a ton of levels early versus a Gyro. Normally a matchup where I've seen the Gyro get solo kills, but he's able to hang back Ryo and then starts turning things around in the mid game.
TC got no levels in Homing Missile, which makes it kind of usually a lot easier to set up some of those solo kills. So that might be the reason why nothing like that happened. But TC did get very good farm, and the Clockwork did not get very many CS. But unfortunately, the Clockwork, really all you need is to get level 6. So.
And now he's hunting. So the pressure may be coming towards DC soon with no ancient stacks for the TA, with Yuar being slowed down a lot, and a double Midas under construction. Necrophos is already completed. SR forever. Oh boy, he's in trouble. Clock is going to come in. Does rocket the TA, but that's right as the snowball rolls through. Great Winter's Curse as well as a call down. Holding one hero back to grab the first kill, then damaging Ryo, and they want to chase forward. They have a Walrus Punch at the ready. Uppercut onto Ryo. Looks like he should drop as well. 2 down. It could be 3. Grave on the Dazzle, and no TP out available. So DC bounce back, getting the triple kill across the team.
Yep, DC very, very fortunate to walk into that fight with 5 heroes, and they're just going to continue this 5-man pressure. This might be the best solution to the fact that Yuar is under farm. Just put him in a 5-man ball and use the fact that he does still have quite a bit of damage with plus 80 bonus damage from Refraction, and now he has a ring of Aquila as well, so that's another 18 damage. So.
And they can also look to Rosh quite early here. They don't have the medallion yet, but if the whole team walks into the pit with Undying there and sorry, not Dazzle, and the Wyvern there to help heal the team up, then they can probably do it. Perhaps we see them wait for a medallion to be safe. Yeah, and you are up against a clock, so you want to be patient about it, but the openings are there.
They could also wait for another level or 2 in meld from Yuar. That could help them enough.
Is that the first time they tried to stack the Ancients?
Yes.
Okay.
So
wow,
now they
12
know it's
minutes.
boarded, but it's been taking them quite a long time to be able to do anything. I mean, I don't really know exactly where Buryu has been. I think he's just been kind of hanging out in lanes. because he's quite a high level, but he still has like no farm, and he didn't stack at all for UR, like we sometimes see.
Now Z-Talk Midas almost complete. Ryo continues to prowl about.
Oh, Bola in the jungle is going in on SPAR4 forever. He has missed the ice shards.
He's got stick charges, and I think he may live here. AUI trying to finish it with the decay. The grave comes out. Now the hook to turn it, grabbing TC with a cooldown already committed. This could go very badly for DC. Looks like the Necrophos barely ended up going down in the end on the retreat out. The tombstone will be dealt with, though, and they get the counter kill. Now, a headlong retreat. AUI 2000 scrambling back. Bulba TPing out, and...
This is where their lack of real stuns hurts.
Need that Necrophos ult. I'm not sure what he's saving for. Does he want BOTs?
He might get Blink first.
1,800 gold. Yeah, Blink is... I'm just trying... Like, there's not many items that a Necrophos would build that you don't have a component by now. But Blink and BOT is probably the two.
Yeah. I think
BOTs is so greedy, though.
I think it's more likely a Blink.
I definitely agree. I don't actually think BOTs is the item, but...
Yeah, I don't think so either.
You see a Necrophos with 2,000 gold. You start to ask some questions. A little extra HP there, he would have lived. But now, Midas number 2.
This is pretty much the only way for Support Venomancer to ever get to the Aghanim, so I understand the choice, but obviously buying a Midas later than, you know, a couple minutes into the game. Like
That's a pretty fast Midas
but
for
it's for Support Veno. It's only 14 minutes, and
I like Midas here. At the same time, I also like DC being aggressive now.
yeah, DC has figured out, I think, that they can just apply pressure with this Undying, and that's what they're going to try to do.
Well, if Necrophos does want to blink, he's almost got it now. SR Forever, up to 2180 gold. Looks like that must be the choice.
It has to be. They are going to try to take Roshan here with the Flesh Golem, amping up some damage. But they get scouted out immediately. Are they going to stay in here? Seems unwise.
Oh no, Unknown don't have Poison Nova yet. Z-Talk has not opted to skill it. I don't think they
That
should.
seems like a
Fighting
mistake.
this without Poison Nova is super risky. This is the blink on Necrophos. Good call there, Greg. Take a chip out of the jar. Oh wait, there's no jar.
Jar is gone. Rest
Rip.
in peace, Jar.
Looking for the opening here, Ryo. He's being scouted by the Dire Squad. They get a homie missile onto him. He's almost ready to jump in, and they're going to move the Shadow Fiend forward. He's the man in front, carrying the mech as well. Calldown comes through. It's only going to connect on the Shadow Fiend, but they curse him, preventing the mech from coming down to a beautiful grave by Hoshimiki. Looks to turn this. Requiem does come out the hook on a UR, trapping him in the pit. Deleted from the fight, down for 70 seconds, and now TC in danger as well. The Shadow Fiend Death Requiem doing additional damage. TC will drop also, and up on the high ground, trapped in a horrible position, frankly, is Buryu. Now, SR Forever Ryo combining to finish this off. Can Buryu get back in there in time? Arctic Burn, still a 10-second cooldown. He's going to be too late. Digital Chaos wrecked in the pit without even having to use Poison Nova. Unknown.
A big part of that is that TA gets brought down from the fight very early, and the Gyrocopter was just never really in optimal position to take that fight. That they also had to deal with the Venomancer wards, which were just all over the place around the pit, just so obnoxious because obviously you have to leave the pit, so you run past these wall of wards. They slow you, they do tons of damage, and just not a great fight for DC. I think maybe, I don't know. It felt like they should have been able to win that with Call Down and Undying, but
they got a one-hero cooldown. Shadow Fiend still was graved, got off his mech, got off the double Requiem.
Really what it was. They used their curse and SF lived. That's
you
really
need to, like, ideal situation there, you save the curse for when he's a little bit lower, but you have to get the dazzle as well. Just a well-executed fight by Unknown, honestly. And I think the main thing here is not having like enough damage to just quickly bring down Rosh, I guess. Even though they have a medallion, it took a while for them to finish the job.
Well, they're just going to continue putting pressure on bot lane. Yuar's back to farming middle, trying to get some kind of item together, and it does have an ogre club, so
he's been. It feels like he's picked up where he.
BKB first. Like,
I wouldn't even say he's been tilting this game or anything.
No,
he hasn't been.
He hasn't been done
horribly overextending, but it's just another rough game for him.
Yeah, he's just been getting wrecked. Like they camped the mid, like a Veno camped you mid as a TA. That's probably the worst thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Like, your refraction is just useless. You don't have a lot of HP, so as soon as your refraction's gone, you just die. Like, it's pretty rough.
I don't think there's really any worse support.
Yeah, I can't think of anything I would be more unhappy about.
Support Gyro's pretty obnoxious.
That's, yeah.
Yeah. But then he just runs at you, can at least back off. Veno can hit you from pretty long range with the Gale.
Plus there's just wards. He didn't have wards when he was camping him, but there's just so many obnoxious things about that.
I mean, is this where DC need to be? The other thing that I really like from Unknown was the emphasis they put on shutting down the jungle game. The Venomancer of Z-Talk, to me, he's been really impressive on his just game. It's like his decision making and general gameplay as a support. He knows what DC want to do with their draft, so he wards off the Ancients. He also stacks their jungle to make sure the TA doesn't have any extra gold to fall back on there, and in addition to applying pressure mid. So I think that's where credit is due to his support Veno, and he's also managed to get a Midas's no teleport scroll out mid. This is a mistake, and he's going to get punished for it now. The hook comes in, tries to turn, but with a blade mail up on Ryok, that is a disaster waiting to happen. Wouldn't have been able to make it out anyway with the TP, but just out too far. No tier 1, no backup, and the TA struggle continues.
Looked like they were going to maybe try to kill Z-Talk, but gets himself in a position where they'd have to dive very far. And I do wish Unknown had a little bit more catch. I think getting a quick Aghanims on Clockwork is going to be very helpful this game.
That's where the Necrophos can build towards a Hex, and then he's a Blink Hex with an ultimate eventually, but it's going to be a little while before he has that. 3,200 gold. And now our cow's yowling as well. It is a weird day here at the BTS house.
Oh boy.
I'm calling it train wreck Thursday.
I mean, it's... I haven't been here for the whole thing, but it seems like it's not going swimmingly.
Greg, since you came here, everything's been better. You're saving us.
That's it. That's
Base
really the solution. DC still smokes, looking for something, but they're going to have to make quite the wraparound. They actually might get the Necro here, but he does have an Aegis.
Curse. Is there going to be support from Clockwork? He can interrupt this initiation. Mech. Nah, too late. They sack the Shadow Fiend. I think the right choice in the end by Ryo. With no Dazzle there, you're not winning that fight.
Yep, not the case, and Necro was also heading in the other direction, and he's going Octarine?
Who?
I guess. I mean, I guess he could be
Bloodstone. Bloodstone Necrophos is pretty legit. I would be
okay.
I would be surprised if it's
getting Octarine and reducing the cooldown of Reaper side seems sweet.
I think it's definitely a part of his late game kit and if you don't need a ton of defensive items. But
my thing about Bloodstone on Necro is like, what are you really? I guess you're spamming Death Pulse, but I feel like Octarine provides you with a lot of that or a lot of that mana you need anyway. You know,
it's a snowball item. You know, you tank up early. Having the really low respawn and being able to delete heroes later on is quite powerful. So I would definitely agree he's not like the ideal Bloodstone hero in terms of having huge mana costs like a Leshrac or Storm. But I think a lot of the other aspects, the non-regen related ones, are still very valuable for Necrophos. We'll see though. Octarine is possible.
If I had a chip, I would bet he's going to get Octarine.
You think so? Oh, yeah. Reducing the death pulse to, what is that, 4 seconds? That's pretty
that also
sweet.
seems pretty sweet. Well, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. I can understand the Bloodstone.
Actually, that's pretty strong. It could be.
It seems better than
for me, more so that and less the ultimate.
I feel like now that they took away a lot of the extra stuff on Bloodstone, it's just not... It's like fine, but I would only get it on Hero.
Oh, you are. What a poor fella. They want to break through the fraction. Now they go with the Necrophos ult. Deleted again, down for 45. And now Bulba trapped in the Ancients. Who's going to take the fight here? Buryu has a curse ready. Esfar forever. Engaging. Gets the heal out. The Blade Mail redeployed as a calldown comes from behind. A perfect one by TC. Hits 3 heroes from the rear, but still they can't really fight into the squad. And courtesy of the Necrophos, everybody continues to heal up.
Yeah, they're too tanky. They have a mech, they have a dazzle, they have a necro, they heal forever.
This is why when you see a Necrophos who rushes a Midas, you really have to punish him before he gets his first big tank item. Because at that point, unless you've got a ton of burst, he's always going to be able to keep the team alive.
Yep, and definitely did that. You are going down there. The only bright side is that I don't think he actually died to the Reaper Scythe. I think he died to the auto attack after, so...
Yeah, he didn't have the plus 30.
So he's back up ready. He's not dead for another 30 seconds.
I mean, we're really stretching if we're calling that a silver lining.
Yeah, that's a silver lining.
He's behind the support Veno's net worth, and he's right there with the Clockwork. You are 3 and 7. Again, it's like he's not playing that aggressive.
Badly.
He's farming Ancients. He's getting camped. Good warding by Unknown, and he's being punished.
Agreed.
And he's even going for the defensive grab here, picking up the Ogre Club, BKB the choice. A TA with just a BKB treads, though, it's a hero you can pretty much ignore if you're ahead of her. Clockwork has the Blade Mail, they've got the mech. They're all of quite a few levels.
You really need that damage item to really make that impact.
And
on
Greg, you were right. I lose another
Give
chip.
me that chip.
So 3.75 second.
That
death
seems
pulse.
really good.
That's crazy.
And because we saw in the last team fight they healed up really fast. Now they're going to do it even faster, and the Necrophos is going to be harder to kill.
Damn.
I like it. I'm on board.
All right.
Bloodstone, I think, should be.
You're dumpstering me today. You're
I mean,
stuffing me
it's
in there.
just-
You are the Necrophos god.
Apparently.
2 for 2.
Blink Octarine. That's a Gurg build. It's like when I play Earthshaker, I go Blink Heart.
For the big enchant
Yeah,
totem.
for just enchant totem and smack him in the
I
face.
miss when Shadowblade was more
Oh, yeah.
more like had the better just uptime,
better,
and you could
yeah.
go for the phase boot Shadowblade, either Deso or just Daedalus build. That was the dream.
Yeah. Well, DC are going to group up again. They've got AUI, Gyrocopter, and the TA.
Okay.
They're going to try to take down the top tower, but looks like Unknown are pretty willing to let them do this.
You are finally getting a little breathing room. He is muscling that tower down, but the Veno Ags almost complete already. This is going to be brutal. As the TP completes, Ryok engaging. Call down baited out. It's going to hit him once. Now the Blade Mail gets popped.
how many
Great
ultis
cogs.
they've-
committed
what
so
is
much,
he
and he still has
doing?
a hook shot. He can catch them on the way out, perhaps. They need to be careful. Boba also in a bit of danger down in the river. Blinking forward is SR Forever. He's in the middle of 2 heroes.
Boba looks
Snowball.
to be in trouble.
Boba. Yep. That's the dead Bulba.
Putting it
meter.
lightly.
And they make
deleted.
sure to delete him for 80 seconds. Yep.
Oh, what
Go grab yourself a drink.
Yeah.
Take a load off.
Go make a sandwich.
You are out of this game, mister.
What an unfun mechanic.
That's
God.
like it's like a power play when you you use that. It's like a hockey power play.
Yeah,
You just have like that like a minute or more where that hero is literally not allowed to play.
AUI has had a good impact on the beginning of this game, but we'll see how he scales forward. Now has 1,200 gold. I wonder if he's going to be going for Ags. Ags seems incredibly good on Undying. It's just getting there is a bad build-up. He can't really farm. So I don't understand if he goes for another item, but it is extremely powerful if you do manage to complete it. It might be their only way to actually like out DPS this healing lineup is get a bunch of strength steal so they can't heal.
I just feel like the problem for me with that item, and with Undying in general, hold that thought. Top for you. Caught out. There's a hook, but he's blocked. SR Forever. Kind of eliminated any chance of a hook shot there. Not the ideal scenario, but to me the issue with the Undying Ags is you want a long fight. And I just feel like Veno Necrophos win the long fight.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. To me it's just a bad matchup for
I mean, well,
Undying
I
at
think
this
you
point.
really only need like 2 good decays if you get an Axe. Because that's minus that's minus 380 HP per hero. That's pretty good. Plus the damage that you get out of it as well. I don't know. It just feels like it's going to be really hard for DC to ever fight into this because they have that mass heal, and now that they have an Aghanim Venomancer, almost, I think it's on the
Not to
floor
mention
here.
Weave. Like, and they don't have that
Yeah.
much physical damage, but eventually they could. As a call down comes through bottom lane, it's again Ryok looking to hold structures
Just,
for the
like,
squad.
tickles him, though. It's like, all right.
They see him blink in. Like, imagine this is a TA with a blink Deso. They just jump that clockwork and kill him. But instead, they watch him TP, and at least they get the tower.
And one thing I did actually want to bring a little bit of attention to is Buryu has definitely done a better job this game of farming, but it at least kind of appears that it might have been at the cost of Yawar's success in lane. Because he's much more farmed than he normally is at 25 minutes. I mean, but, I mean, his mid laner got wrecked. So, is that worth it? Although, I'm not really sure there's that much he could have done.
I'm not sure that was the plan, but
Because if you, like, cold embrace him or something, Shadow Fiend just kills you.
he
So-
just raises you.
yeah.
And
So
yeah,
it's like, can he even help you that much, really? Not really.
I'm not sure there's a whole lot more Yawar could have done. He actually started mid. He tried to help on the first wave, but Veno just brings
Venom's just
more in that
better at
matchup.
that, yeah.
In that matchup, yeah. If it was like a pure right clicker, where you could have done a lot there potentially, but
Yeah. Unknown are basically just taking over the map right now. They're pushing into Roshan and in full vision of the Dire.
they
I mean,
don't give a crap.
I mean, they have to know that the Dire know they're in here.
Call
so
down
I
is
think they just don't think
available
they can do
as
anything.
Shadow Fiend gets bashed. But that's a call down now committed. Nobody really suffering too much from this. SR Forever, slowed down by the Sigil, but still very tanky. And now the long range hook comes in, pushes back AUI, very nicely placed by Ryok. He wants to hunt towards TC. Elsewhere, traps getting thrown out in the pit. The zombies ushering the clock back a little bit. But Rosh not yet low enough to be stolen as Bulba waits for an opening. Buryu still has a curse. Both teams the dance continues.
I think that Unknown are just a little hesitant to finish Roast right next to that Winter Wyvern, because obviously you can just Arctic Burn right in there and curse you and really mess up everything. So they need Ryu to create a little bit of space around the fight, which is what he did earlier.
SR Forever starting to drop low. Got to be careful about not getting cursed. And he will be cursed as Buryu jumps in, snatches the Aegis. Sick play there from the Wyvern. That will cost him an Aegis and possibly his life again.
This is not. He's going to die now with Necro ulti too.
I mean, to me, it's still worth it to deny
guess.
them the Aegis.
But I'm not sure that Aegis is going to be the difference maker. Like, first, I think Unknown's just going to run at their base now. I feel like they still can.
They don't have to, though. They can just farm. They've got double Midas. They've Shadow Fiend. TA's so shut down. I think they have their options here.
Farm,
yeah,
because they're pretty far ahead, and the Clockwork almost has
and you
eggs.
want the Necro eggs, which is about to be delivered. Okay, now things are scary. A 28-minute Necro with an egg. This is their stand-in, mind you. As he gets caught in the river, he's going to turn and possibly even kill up TC. BKB gets popped, though. Oh, they may lose SR Forever. Where's the Grave? Just out of range. Hoshimiki, he almost had him. He Grave Z-Talk instead. Now they may lose 3 heroes. Oh, this could get ugly. Even Ryok into the fray, but the Venom ult was... They did get the Venom ult off. Hook on a TC. That'll complete the kill there. Shadow Fiend. Oh, is AUI going to tick down? It's only the Poison Nova. And he will survive. A Bulba scrambling. Looks like Bulba maybe makes it out. No TP, though. It's going to be a long time before he gets home. So,
that's
salvage.
One bright spot for DC. The bad thing is that TC still did die at the end of that fight. But they get a 1 for 3. And now finally Buryu is just respawning. Oh my god.
That Necrophos
That
ult.
Necro ulti is so ridiculous. Clockwork has a completed Aghanims now as well.
That's big.
Yeah, that gives them a little bit of extra catch that they needed. It gives them extra stuns in the team fight. Now that his ulti is going to be on a much lower cooldown, all the way down to 12 seconds from 55. So multiple uses in the team fight should help them quite a bit, especially also against BKB Gyrocopter. Gives them a little bit of extra something if they need to physical him down or something like that.
I think now that they have this next round of items, their 5-man is strong enough to go for high ground.
Just go ham. Not like there.
Yawar doesn't have a damage item yet. TC still doesn't hit that hard.
Plus, there's a very good chance that you'll be able to kill the person and disable buyback on whichever hero you choose.
Yeah.
So.
Ideal scenario is get a pick and then go, but honestly, I think they're strong enough. They could just go, hookshot somebody, commit everything with a Necro ult, and probably come out in good shape.
Yeah, I mean, if they burst TC, then what can DC do to really defend their base?
He can BKB to dodge the Necrophos ult damage, but if he doesn't get it off, he's so royally screwed.
Yep.
And they may find Z-Talk, but that is like the worst hero to grab unless you chain stun him and prevent the Venom ult from coming out. He's pushed back. The Shard's on the wrong side, trapping Bulba away from his team while Hoshimiki's down in the river. He gets caught out, and now the double damage Shadow Fiend arrives cursed, but doesn't have a whole lot of follow-up. They will lose the Dazzle, re-engaging his SR Forever. The heal's going to come through. Hook shots there. Necrophos ult deployed as he gets pushed back down for 100. Great combination. Another good pushback from Ryok, and now Buryu melts. About to drop here to the Rocket. Heartstopper R not even required. They only lost the support Dazzle. Curse was expended. Gyro out of the game for 90 seconds. Time to push, baby.
Metal on the metal. It's time to go forward. They're definitely going to get it. I feel like they're almost for sure going to get a tier 3 out of this if they push. So AUI has gone for a Solar Crest, but now he's going for the Aghanims. But I do I mean, the thing is that I'm not sure you really need that long of a fight. The Aghs is really broken. I think like 2 is all you need, and if you level up Decay, that's only 8 seconds. Oh my god, that guy is just...
The good news for Undying is there's only one hero that's got a lot of stuns. Unfortunately, the bad news for DC is that one hero who's got a lot of stuns is making full work of them. Constantly getting good initiations off here, setting up for the Shadow Fiend as they breach the high ground. Gale comes out. Tombstone was deployed. Looks like Riot may have overextended. Will end up going down, but they clear out the Tombstone as the trade. SR Forever has his ultimate ready. Can pretty much kill Bulba right now.
Up.
And, yep, that's Bulba down. 80 seconds, no Bulba. SR Forever taking some damage, but Requiem will mitigate it. Yawar committing for this, doesn't get the kill, and they're going to grave him, turning the fight around. The Necrophos ult up in only 40 seconds. The frontliner, Shadow Fiend, swarms forward. No buybacks available. Unknown. Looking strong here in game 1 again.
Use the stand-in, pick his best hero, win the game. I mean, I don't know if it's actually his best hero, but that was a pretty impressive Necrophos performance.
Generally, when we see Necros go Midas, teams very much look to punish them, but he got Midas.
He kind of just was able to do his own thing.
They had that one rotation bottom where Bulba got caught out a little bit. Oh, Winter's Curse comes through, but it's only on SR forever. He's got his ult up in 10 seconds. TC may end up going down on the way back to the well. They could delete the Gyrocopter again. Almost don't want to kill him just yet. Wait out the BKB. 4 seconds. They're waiting. They're taunting. And
dropping items.
Done. 100 seconds away. The swag on this team as they stomp through DC again.
I am an Unknown fan.
Unknown is winning me over, Greg.
I'm now an Unknown fan after that. Dropping items in their base.
Taunting him, dancing
Like,
next to him.
you were going to stand here until my ulti is off cooldown.
He's doing the little, yeah. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Oh,
You ready
man.
to be deleted for 100 seconds? Get ready for it. Wait for it. Gotcha. I love the symbols. Oh, my goodness.
So a couple keys.
This team just seems to have DC figured out.
Yeah,
This is
I
three
they
very
have DC
one-sided
figured out. They
games.
can't mid. They shut down UR. That was definitely a huge part of their success. Beyond that, I think additionally, they picked a really good composition. If they knew they were going to shut down UR, the Necrophos does a ton of work on TC. I mean, I don't know. Unknown just applied pressure really well as well. I mean, I feel like the Clockwork had a bunch of really, really good hook shots.
Ryo was,
Only double
I think
overextended.
Ryo was the MVP
Yeah, like-
as far
like
as individual
once or
play.
twice.
And to me, Z-Talk won them the game with his strategy and decision making, blocking the Ancients, scouting the dire jungle. There were no stacks there, but if there were, they would have contested them. Securing the mid lane's farm, and he got farmed. He went back for Midas. He ends the game like more farmed than the TA, or almost as farmed, and in fact had more gold per minute at the end. So that, they end it with a little dance, you know, Greg. I love this team. They're a lot of fun.
I'm
to watch.
very into it. Well, we'll see if DC can bounce back. Game number 2. I'm sure they're feeling quite defeated at this point. Now I've lost a bunch of games to Unknown, but
It might be a shell
see.
of their potential, but all right. We'll see, guys. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, game number 2. You are watching the Summit 4.